good people? What is going on? Another episode of the All Go Podcast. I'm your host, Desmond. Thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. We have had our first NFL regular season game. Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles. The Eagles ended up winning 24-20. Very interesting game. But let's dive into it. So I'm going to start off, and I know they won the game, but I'm going to start off criticizing the Eagles, which is very difficult to do because they are a world-class, A-plus, excellent organization. They do it right. They've got the right people in place, so on and so forth. So in the game, we have the opening kickoff. The Cowboys receive the ball, and player gets tackled. I think it was Turpin. But anyway, he gets tackled. There is a player that's injured for the Eagles. So they show the replay a couple times. He's got what seems to be a significant injury, knee injury, from what you could see on the replay, right? I'm not a doctor by any stretch, but looks to be pretty serious. He's got a knee injury. He's sitting on the ground. Coaches are around him. Trainers are around him, so on and so forth. And nothing really seems to be happening. Like, there's not the cart's not coming out. It felt like about 15 minutes. That might just be me. But my thought is, why is it taking so long to have the cart out there to get this player on the cart and get him back in the locker room? Regardless of, set the football aside of it. I'm sure he doesn't want to be sitting out on the ground waiting for he's just literally sitting out on the ground and the trainers are around him. I'm sure he wants to get off the field as well. So it's a night game. It's not as if you are rushed. You're the home team. Why is this taking so long? It reminds me of Jacksonville Jaguars a couple years ago. Trevor Lawrence got injured. He tweaked his knee, I think. And he had to walk back to the locker room. They didn't even have a cart to get Trevor Lawrence. Their franchise quarterback, who injured his knee, had to walk to the locker room by himself. He didn't even have a trainer with him. Mind you, at that point, they don't know what his knee injury is. So in theory, he could be making it worse by walking on it. He is a 230-pound man. There's a decent amount of weight on the knee. But regardless, so that happens. They finally get the card out. And at this point, the officials throw a flag and announce that there's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I didn't catch the number on the first time you mentioned it. And he said, this player is being ejected. And my immediate thought was like, whoa, what? So then they say it's Jalen Carter, number 98. And then they show the replay of Jalen Carter. So I'm sure you've seen it. But the Dallas Cowboys offense is in the huddle. The Eagles defense seemingly is about 6-7 yards off the ball. I mean, they're not. Jalen Carter is the only person who is walking towards Dallas. Now, since the incident, there's been, this narrative that, Dak spit on the ground and looked at Jalen Carter. And okay. I'm sorry. Does that warrant a player spitting on you because you spit on the ground? No. Guys probably spit 30 times a game. Seriously, that many. Like a ton. They do it all the time. So, Dak spits on the ground. Jalen Carter walks up to him. They get kind of face-to-face. And then Jalen Carter kind of backs up a little bit and spits on Dak's jersey. And when I saw that, I let out once again another audible, like, oh! And my wife's like, what is going on? Like, this guy just spit on another player. And he got ejected from the game. So, Jalen Carter doesn't play a single snap in the game. Not one. And I just don't know. With Jalen Carter, he's man, yeah, you got to hold it together, man. Especially because if it was something that egregious, I think he would have done something more serious, like push Dak or, swing on him or something. But to just, yeah, just wild. I think this is only the second time I can remember a player spitting on another guy. The last one was what, 20 something years ago, 25 years ago with Bill Romanowski spit on someone. Was it? Can't remember who it was. My memory, I feel like it was. No, I can't remember. My guess was going to be T.O., but I don't think that's correct. But anyway, that's the last thing I can remember. And yeah, so he gets kicked out. And then from there, we have a barn burner of a game. It is a really good game. Dallas drives down, scores a touchdown. Philly answers. It's just a back and forth game. I think the unfortunately in the second half, we get I think 24-20, and we get a rain delay for like an hour. And what I think with that rain delay is they robbed us. That rain delay robbed us of a game we were going to be talking about for the entire season. Because to me, that game had all the looks of a 38-35, a 41-38 type of game where defense was absolutely optional. And that rain delay, it just kind of threw things off, which you figured it would, with guys sitting for an hour, 45 minutes. It's too long to think you're going to go in and then come back out and just have the same type of intensity, execution, and they just didn't have it. So, yeah, wild game, especially to be literally the first game of the season. You got guys spitting and guy blow his knee out literally on the first play. That's just brutal. So that part's unfortunate. I thought Dak Prescott played pretty well. He threw the ball pretty well. Man, listen, if you're going to be throwing the ball over the middle, Dak, you got to, man, because he had a couple throws where he was getting his guys lit up over the middle. Like, you got to be, you're throwing some hospital balls out there, my friend. You're going to get guys hurt. You're going to get guys banged up. I think it was Ferguson who took that shot from Blankenship in the end zone. And, tough part is for Blankenship, there's not much he could have done on that to avoid that hit. But that's more on Dak than it is Blankenship to me. And he's just you got to be better, man. Like, stop putting me in harm's way. Like, it's my job to go get the ball, but you're the one who gets to see the defense, not me. So don't hang me out to dry like that. Game one is in the books. Eagles up 24-20. They end up winning the game 1-0. Dallas 0-1. And also for Dallas, I know I was expecting them to be an absolute disaster this year. And that was before they traded Micah Parsons. So the fact that they were just competing and going, blow for blow with a team like the Eagles, who is the class of the NFC. Now, mind you, they had one of their best players was out, but nonetheless, still that was pretty solid as far as their performance. And who knows, maybe this is just going to be their season where they'll be, pretty consistently a close but no cigar type of team where it's like, we were almost there, miss a couple plays here and there. And it's the NFL, so there aren't too many blowouts, and this definitely wasn't one of them. So kudos to the Eagles. They are the number one seed in the NFC as of now, just because no one else has played. But yeah, hey, we've got that in the books. The last thing I want to mention, and I typically don't do basketball on this podcast, but Pablo Torre has broken a big story, long story short, between Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. And what it looks like is salary cap circumvention, where essentially the Clippers, instead of paying Kawhi, for example, $50 million, they paid him like $30 million, but then did this other deal where it paid him, the reports are anywhere from 28 to another $50 million through like this other third-party company that was supposed to be some environmental thing. And this company endorsed Kawhi Leonard, or paid him as an endorser, like $50 million. Well, that company went bankrupt, and there's about $7 million left as far as creditors to a company owned by Kawhi Leonard. Long story short, this does not happen very often. The last time it happened was with the Timberwolves and Joe Smith. And when that happened, when it came out that they got busted, the Timberwolves had to void his contract. And I believe the owner was suspended for a certain amount of time. But the biggest thing was they had to forfeit their next 5 first-round draft picks. And if you know anything about the NBA, there's only 2 rounds of the draft. So not having a first-round pick is a pretty big deal. Not having one for the next 5 years is an even bigger deal. And lastly, for the Clippers, I don't even think they have all their their next 5 first-round picks. So I don't know what that's going to work out to. So pretty interesting. We'll see how it goes. But I think last I heard, the FBI is getting involved. So it's a pretty big deal. So we'll see what happens. That is it for me. Thanks for joining. Peace.